Every generation thinks it's smarter than the last. And every generation proves it isn't. Booms and busts, manias and crashes, they look different each time, dressed in new technology and new excuses. But underneath, they're the same story on repeat. Greed, fear, pride, the eternal cycle of human economics. History isn't a line, it's a loop. It begins with confidence, always. A new invention, a new market, a new belief that this time, it's different. In the 17th century, it was tulips. In the 18th, South Sea shares. In the 19th, railroads. In the 20th, dot-coms. In the 21st, crypto and housing. Different names, same dream. Infinite wealth built on borrowed hope. Let's rewind to Amsterdam, 1636. The Dutch Republic, rich, powerful, trading with the world. Tulips, rare and exotic, become a symbol of status. Prices rise. Then they explode. A single bulb costs as much as a house. People sell their land, their tools, even their dowries just to buy them. Then, one cold February morning, the first buyer refuses to pay. Panic spreads like wildfire. Within days, the market collapses. Fortunes vanish overnight. The first recorded asset bubble bursts, and the pattern is born. Fast forward a century. It's 1711 London. The South Sea Company promises unimaginable riches through trade with South America. Investors rush in. Even the great Isaac Newton buys shares. He sells early for a modest gain, then watches with envy as prices soar. Unable to resist the temptation, he buys back in at the peak. Months later, the stock crashes. Newton loses everything. He famously sighed, "I can calculate the motions of the heavenly bodies, but not the madness of men." That madness never left. It just found new costumes. In the 1920s, America danced to the rhythm of jazz and leverage. Everyone was buying stocks. Taxi drivers, teachers, housewives, all convinced the market only went up. Margin loans borrowed, money flooded Wall Street. Then, in October 1929, the illusion shattered. Prices plunged. Banks failed. People lined up outside shuttered doors, begging for their savings. The Great Depression wasn't born from poverty. It was born from euphoria, the belief that the party could never end. But it always ends. And when it does, the story resets. By the 1980s, greed had a new name: leverage. Junk bonds, risky loans, and the rise of financial engineering. Wall Street became a casino. Then came the crash of 1987. The biggest one-day drop in history. This time, computers did the selling, but the emotion behind it was the same old fear. In 2008, history repeated itself again, wrapped in granite countertops and suburban mortgages. For years, banks handed out loans to anyone who could sign a form. Trillions were bundled into complex securities that no one understood but everyone wanted. When homeowners began defaulting, the entire system cracked. Lehman Brothers collapsed. The global economy followed. Governments printed money just to keep the world from freezing. And for a moment, everyone promised, never again. But never again always means until next time. The 2020s brought us cryptomanias, meme stocks, and zero-interest debt. Young investors, armed with apps and optimism, repeated the same mistakes their grandparents made with paper stock certificates. They called it innovation. History called it déjà vu. So why do we never learn? Because economics isn't a science of numbers, it's a theater of emotion. Every generation forgets the last one's pain, and when memory fades, greed fills the space. The same pattern unfolds every single time. Euphoria when everyone feels like a genius. Denial when cracks appear, but no one wants to see them. Panic when the crowd turns and runs for the exits. Blame when governments promise reform. And finally, amnesia when the next shiny opportunity appears, and the cycle begins all over again. There are always warnings, there are always skeptics. But they are ignored, mocked, or dismissed as pessimists until they're proven to be prophets. The South Sea Company had its critics. So did the 1920s, so did 2008, but human nature doesn't change. We mistake confidence for knowledge, and innovation for immunity. Every era believes it has tamed risk, and every era learns the same brutal truth. Risk never disappears, it just changes its form. Yet within this endless repetition lies something almost beautiful: resilience. After every collapse, humanity rebuilds. The Dutch still traded after the tulip crash. Britain still ruled finance after the South Sea bubble. America still innovated after 1929. We fall, we adapt, we rise only to stumble again. But not all mistakes are equal. Some destroy wealth, others destroy entire systems. The biggest danger isn't just losing money, it's losing trust. When trust collapses, currencies can die, governments can fall, and revolutions can ignite. France learned that in 1789, when national bankruptcy led to rebellion. Germany learned it in the 1920s, when hyperinflation devoured savings and democracy alike. Every modern nation still walks that same tightrope between stability and illusion. And there's another twist: the illusion of progress. Technology advances, data multiplies, and our models improve. But our emotions don't. The same greed that drove tulip traders in the 1600s drives investors today. The same fear that froze bankers in 1929 paralyzes markets in our modern world. We keep inventing new tools, but not new behavior. And maybe that's the real lesson here. History isn't trying to teach us something new, it's trying to remind us of something old. Every generation has its bubble. For some, it's speculation. For others, it's ideology. The belief that this new world, this new technology, this new system will finally outsmart the past. But there are no new worlds, only new mirrors reflecting the same human faces. When the next boom comes, and the language will sound familiar, this time it's different. The old rules don't apply. Money has evolved. Every age says it, and every age regrets it. But there is hope in awareness. Those who study history can see the loops before they close. They move slower when others rush. They ask questions when others celebrate. They remember that true value isn't created by excitement, it's created by patience. The real winners aren't those who chase the wave. They're the ones who step back, watch the tide, and understand that all tides eventually turn. So maybe the question isn't why every generation repeats the same mistakes. Maybe the question is who learns from them. Because the market always resets, the crowd always forgets. But history never does. And the next time the charts go vertical, when everyone around you swears that the rules have changed, remember, they said that about tulips. They said it about railroads. They said it about .coms, housing, and crypto. Every generation makes the same mistakes because every generation believes it is the first one that won to. Thanks so much for watching. If this made you think, consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It helps us keep digging into the stories that matter. See you in the next one.